Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick It the Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rooms, and results. And I got a big show lined up for you guys and girls today on Kick It the Scoops. We obviously got the Brownlow tonight, so that's why I'm on here right now, starting at 6 p.m. Victorian time, so it doesn't clash with the Brownlow. Also, they'll go through all their rubbish at the red carpet, the things that no one cares about, and all that stuff. But I'm going to go through, obviously, you know who I have to win the Brownlow, technically, through the Scoops medal, the third ever winner, Jack Sinclair. But I'll discuss the Brownlow during the show. I'm going to go through some trade talk and review the preliminary finals and obviously go through the grand final. And, of course, Scoops goes bang in any other things I would like to mention. First off, please smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Once we hit 3K, we'll be doing some prize giveaways. I've been posting a lot more content on here than ever before. Well, I have always been posting a lot, but now it's like you're getting something basically every day. So I'd appreciate the support back by smashing the like button, subscribing, share my videos around. That could be something that, to be honest, not many of you have done, but I would greatly appreciate if you could do so. Get it out there more and more, because, to be honest, the work I'm putting into it is not really being rewarded. I love getting guests on through AFL, AFLW, etc. But it's real frustrating. You know, some of you people do not understand how hard it is to get guests. It's very easy for me to send out messages and emails or whatever. That's the easy part. The hard part is getting responses. And when I do get responses, it's normally good. They will help out. But then sometimes that's as far as the conversation goes. So it's just very frustrating. So, you know, for people to say, oh, get someone on, don't you worry. I try every damn day of the week to get people on. Heck, before I was recording this, I was been messaging multiple players and managers and co today alone, right now, and I'm recording this in the early afternoon. So, you know, I keep trying, not only for myself, but for you guys. I want to get more interviews out there through AFL, AFLW. But it's so frustrating, and draftees, but it's so frustrating to get people to say yes, and then they don't follow through on it, or they back out, or you organise and they leave you on red. It's just really damn frustrating. And if you know any AFLW or AFL players that you would love to see on the show or upcoming draftees, please message me on Instagram, AFL Info Live, or Facebook, AFL Information, Trade Rumours and Results. All right. As I said, I've done through the formalities in cameo.com/CooperG. Want me to roast a friend and wish someone happy birthday, anything at all? Cameo.com/CooperG. I'm still on Cameo. You want me to roast a friend or anything? Cameo.com/CooperG. All right. I'm a bit angry tonight, so it's time. The segment that I do get angry in, as always, because it's in the title. Please welcome the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. All right. What am I going to bang on about? You know, so many times I tell you people that the umpiring is shit. And you people think I only bring it up in St Kilda games. Well, stop lying to yourself. I bring it up in a multitude of games, multitude of teams, not just St Kilda. Point proven here. The umpiring in the preliminary final between Collingwood and GWS was an absolute disgrace. Andrew Stevens was one of the umpires. I've never been a fan of him. And quite frankly, I never will, because he's a terrible umpire. He's cost St Kilda in the past. He's terrible. That game officiated on the weekend, on Friday night at MCG, was an absolute disgrace. A disgrace. It was. Absolute embarrassment. How can those four umpires on the Friday night get a gig in the AFL Grand Final? I'm sure some of them will, because it's a disgrace. We had so many examples of GWS players not getting free kicks that should have been frees. Some people bring up the tally number. I've always said it's not always the number. It's the ones that you don't get and then where you get them and where you should be getting them and where you don't get them. Point proven here. I've got 2 examples to show you. This Brody Mychek on Connor Iden was clearly around the neck. It was a ball up. Why is that not high? That's one cheating one. 2, Dacos is taking Toby Green's neck off. Where the hell that was play on? Like, you have every right to be pissed off with the umpiring this season, that game, that last quarter in particular. It's a joke. I would have thought, 4 umpires would have worked. But in fact, it's made it worse, if that's even possible. What they should be doing now, Andrew Dillon, who's replacing Gill. Think of this, mate. You have 4 umpires, right? You have 1 in the 50, forward 50, 1 in the midfield / wing, and in the back 50. And what happens with the 4th umpire? The 4th umpire rotates around, so where the ball is. So the ball's in the forward 50. That 2nd umpire ventures over to the 50 with the other umpire where the ball is live in play. And you probably say, well, we can't make the 4th umpire keep running around. Yeah. So here's how you do it. You have a designated back umpire, forward, and mid. That mid, depending on where the ball is, the mid would push to the forward, the back would push to the mid, the 4th umpire would push to the back. You get what I'm getting at. If that's not how it's done, that's how it should be done. Take the idea, Andrew Dillon, and pay me commission for it too. That's what you should be doing. The umpiring's crap. It's getting worse week after week after week. I'm not saying this for clicks and attention like some people. I genuinely think it is shit. The umpiring's a joke. It needs to be fixed properly. Because right now, it's stuffing teams over. Melbourne got gifted a game against Gold Coast up at Heritage Bank early in the year. 4th quarter, blatant cheating. 8 calls. Remember, I said, Chief, that Jason Dunstall agreed with 6 of the 8 in that last quarter alone. This prelim, Collingwood GWS, same thing. Ruined by umpiring again. I'm going to be saying this every week. That's because it's happening every week. It's a joke. To the AFL umpiring department, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but lift your game. It's embarrassing. Pathetic. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed that edition of the world famous segment, Scoop Shows Bang. Now, the AFLW show will be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'm hoping to have more guests in the future, as I said. So if you know any AFL or AFLW players and you would love to see them on my podcast, you can get Scoops or the AFLW show or just an interview in general, please message me, AFL Info Live or Facebook, AFL Information, Trade Rumors and Results with 55,000 followers almost, just about. All right, let's now go review the preliminary finals. Review. All right. Reviewing round preliminary finals. Let me get the scores up. Collingwood 58, GWS 57. Now, the game was decent at times. But is that because it was close? Now, this game wasn't bad. Wasn't amazing. It was fine. But people always put it down to pressure on that. Just because some of these games are quality teams doesn't mean it automatically makes it better. But Josh Kelly, he was terrific for the Giants. Toby Green was solid. I really liked the game of Josh Kelly. He was a key reason as to why they stayed in the contest, along with the 2 Greens, Toby and Tom Green. They were good as well. For the Pies, Jordan DeGoey was really good. He was stuck on the bench the last 8 minutes. Happy 50th birthday too to Craig McRae on Friday night. Hope it was a good one, Craig. But yeah, Craig's Pies go through the grand final against Brisbane, which we'll get to that game right now. 79 to 63, a 16-point victory to the Brisbane Lions. 16 points, 63-79. Carlton, what happened? 5-goal lead and you blew it. Like, people were like, oh, we'd be proud, Scoops. They made the prelim. They did better than you. Again, bringing up St Kilda in an argument that's not about St Kilda. Real original. Get something new. Get some new material. It's old and not even funny. The facts show you choked a 5-goal lead. That's not my opinion. You did choke a 5-goal lead. And what made it worse was you choked that 5-goal lead in a quarter. Gone. You were trailing at half time. Brisbane were the dominant team after the first quarter. And yeah, you made the scoreboard look a bit more respectable in the last quarter. We started to get it back to 3 goals. But you were never winning it. I mean, where was those key players? Cripps. Yes, he kicked 2 goals. Didn't do much. Agis was okay. Charlie Curnow was quiet. Harry Mackay was decent. But, like, where was the overall good performances that we had the week before? I thought Jordan Boyd for the Blues did all right, replacing Brody Kemp. But a lot of people weren't happy with that. But he was fine and wasn't the problem. But, yeah, not good enough from the Blues, plain and simple. And Collingwood will face Brisbane in the grand final on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Victorian time. And speaking of that, let's go preview the grand final. Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Victorian time at the MCG. It's Collingwood hosting Brisbane. My grand final tip with my Norm Smith medalist. My grand final tip is I'm going safe. I'm going the Pies by 10 points. A Norm Smith medalist. None other than yeah, I'll go Nick Dagos. I'll go the safe option there as well. Pies by 10, Nick Dagos from the Norm Smith medal. And first goal kicker, I'll go Jamie Elliott. Let's go that. But yeah, look, for Brisbane, Dan McStay will be at the former line who will be out for the Pies 6 days a week. Should the Pies bring in? Is it Billy Frampton? Is it Jack Inman get promoted from the sub to the 22? Does Taylor Adams just replace him? Does a second player go like Lipinski or Tom Mitchell? There's some interesting selections the Pies have. Billy Frampton just coming for Dan McStay. Does Taylor Adams coming for Lipinski? That's my prediction. For the Brisbane Lions, does Darcy Gardner retain his spot, who did well, 11 disposals, 11 spoils, in replacement of Jack Payne? Is Jack Payne fit enough? Does Jack Payne replace Darcy Gardner? Does he just not get back in? I think if Payne's available, he'll replace Darcy Gardner. If not, this team will remain unchanged. And I think Jared Lyons would remain the sub for the Lions, coincidentally. And for the Pies, I think Jack Ginnivan will remain the sub. And Taylor Adams will just come in for Lipinski. And Frampton coming for McStay. Those are my predictions. So Pies with 10, Norm Smith, Nick Dagos, first goal kicker Jamie Elliott. All right, let's go through my Brownlow talk. Well, who's going to win the Brownlow medal tonight? Obviously, the Scoops medal winner was Jack Sinclair. If you don't remember, you've been living under a rock. There it is right there. My Scoops medalist was Jack Sinclair. Can he win an AFL Brownlow medal? But we'll have to wait and see. I think Sinks could be a top 5 contender. I'm not extremely confident, but I'm confident that he could hold up 5. Because him and Marshall, keep in mind, were our 2 best players pretty much every game we won. So they're both going to be polling heavily. I think Sinks will get some more 3s than Marshall. So, like mine, I think Rowe and Sinks will do pretty well. I'll go Jack Sinclair to win. Well, I have to. I got him a thing. But Ruffy for top 5, I'll go, even though he's equal second in mine, I'll go Toby Green, and don't rule out Tom Green as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Sarong is up there. Zach Butters will be a contender to win along with Nick Dacos. Obviously, Bontempelli will be in there, but I don't think he should be in the top 3 at all. But they probably will find a way to put him in there and gift him votes. But Tim English could be still in votes off him. Not Bailey Smith. Adam Treloar could be still in votes off him. Norton and Hugh Hagen, when they've kicked 4 or 5 goals a game, they might still vote off him. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. But my Brownlow tip is Jack Sinclair. Well, he won my Scoops medal, so it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, let's go through some trade talk, gents and ladies. Ben Mackay is officially nominated the Essendon Football Club, another player that's chosen a club over Hawthorn. They'd be disappointed, the Hawks. They'd be on Sam Mitchell's mob has missed out on Ben Mackay. Radicalia, I wouldn't be worried about that one. Liam Henry, they missed out on. And Jacob Ziskis now requested a trade to Richmond, which we'll get to shortly. So Ben Mackay, it could be a good addition for the Bombers, a really good one. They got no defenders. Dirk Thatcher's going, even though he's not good. Laverde, that's it. Ben Mackay is going to be a key pillar for them down defence and could really help them structurally and help Laverde out too immensely. Jade Gresham, now, Gresham's been linked to the Bombers along with Carlton. Now looks like it could be the Bombers. There's still that chance he could stay, Gresh. I would love to see him stay. But now there's talk from John Ralph that there's a salary dump type deal like the Jack Bowes one on their hands. But I didn't like the Jack Bowes one, sure, how that was handled. But the AFL can't be double hypocritical. They have to approve this move because they approved the Geelong one. If they don't, that just proves how much of a cheat they really are. Now, what's being talked by John Ralph is that St Kilda could take Dylan Shields' heavily back-ended contract, and Essendon would intentionally pay Gresham about $800,000 to net St Kilda a first-round compo, which would be after their first pick, which is currently 12, I believe. So it would be 13. So essentially, we would pay Dylan Shields' contract. They'd essentially replace it with Gresham. So they would gain Gresham, and we would gain Dylan Shield and pick 13. So they also lose Dylan Shields' money. So they're essentially getting Gresham for Shield, which is a huge upgrade for them. But for us, it's really good because we also get pick 13 and an experienced midfielder. And we just replace Gresham's money with Shields, but we're getting pick 13 with it. So I love this potential move. I actually wouldn't mind seeing it happen. I don't want Gresh to go, and I still don't. But of all the scenarios of a way to lose Gresh, this would be the one I'd be happy with. So if that happens, Gresh, wish you all the best, mate. But hopefully a decision is imminent for Jade Gresham this week, or start of next week, I would think, at the latest. So that's how that one could go. Liam Henry, look, he's not going for pick 12 for your friends. Just get your head out of the gutter. It's not happening. You ain't getting pick 12. And if you were, you certainly aren't getting it on its own. There'd be a lot more mechanics around it. There might be like, you better have your colleague given a future first at back with that and Henry to get 12. Otherwise, that's not happening. Or future second at worst. At best for you. Back our way. It's not happening. Forget about it. It's just not happening. Plain and simple. All right. I mean, I could go through the same names again. Radigalia, Sir Thatcher, Sweet or Port. There's no, because those situations, that's going to happen. It's more about what picks it'll be. There's nothing. Sorry, cut out there. How can you expect a first rounder for Radigalia, a guy, Scotty, that you don't rate? And don't tell me you do, because why was he playing twos for half the season or about 8 games? Full of it. He's not worth a first rounder. He's not worth a second rounder. He's not worth a third rounder. He's worth a pick in the 50s plus. He's not worth anything from a trade point of view. Absolutely bad move. Berserk Thatcher, the same. Jordan Sweet, similar. So, Port, yes, it helps their key defenders stocks. That's all it should be. But they're going to play them every week, which is the sad thing. Yes, Aaliyah needs support in the Cannon, Trent McKenzie, but these are not the right moves at all. But then again, there's not many options out there, so I mean, you just got to take what you can get. But anyway, so my final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend, wish someone happy birthday, anything at all. Cameo.com/Cooper G. Any guests you want me on the show? Player interviews, AFL players, AFLW players, for interviews or Gold King challenges, or anything like that, please message me on Instagram, AFL Info Live, or Facebook, AFL Information, trade rumors and results. Go check out my most recent videos on the channel throughout the week. My most recent AFLW vlog, I attended the Essendon Freo game, so go check that out. I should have it pinned in the comment section down below. My Gold King comp with Lockie Charleston from the Greater Western Victoria Rebels. He's a goal machine, and watch the Gold King challenge and you would know. Or just check any of his highlights and you would know. And in the interview I did at Gosh's Paddock on Tuesday with Melbourne AFLW Premiership ruck Lauren Pearce. So appreciate Lauren for coming on, and the Melbourne Footy Club for having that worked out. AFLW side, that is. And thank you to Lockie Charleston for doing the Gold King comp. And, of course, also attended the AFLW Essendon Freo game yesterday. I'll talk more in detail about that and the Saints game on the AFLW show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Enjoy the Brownlow. Hopefully it's not rigged, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you all, and go Saints.